This is the way I look at it. I grew up in northern New Jersey. I grew up in politicians' homes. And I know that to be a politician in New Jersey, somewhere along the line, you got to take an envelope. And when you're running for president, it's pretty tough to take an envelope and people not to fucking raise their hand.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Donald Trump. When he raised his hand, I could not believe it.
Yeah.
Just on what he did in New York in the 80s. You know, if that guy even moves...
What did he do in New York?
In New York in the 80s, when he was building all those things...
Hold on a second. When we do... Once the rants start going, don't pull it up.
When in the 80s, when he was doing all that developing, okay, he shut out, like Rogan Construction. Okay, Rogan Construction was started by you. I'm just making a name up.
Right. Okay.
Okay, Rogan Construction was a company started by your grandpa in Newark and his two brothers, and then he hired their sons, and now they have 12 full-time employees, and they've been putzing along since 1948, doing new construction and houses and remodels, but whatever, they're keeping their lights on.
Right.
And all of a sudden a GC comes in, who's a general contractor on this job, who's somebody like fucking Trump, and he hires people like Rogan Construction and Search Electric and Ugat's fucking plumbing and
Ugat
Suck My Dick Concrete, you know, whatever the fuck the name of the company is.
Somebody make a T-shirt quickly.
And they would stiff him, and all these companies went out of business. All that construction he did in New York and New Jersey in the 80s was very suspect. Number two, before he raised his hand, I hope that he's this intelligent. Let me get that water, my brother. I'm sorry to fuck up your little... I hope that he called a congressman or a governor or somebody in Colorado, and he said, how buried is Sammy the Bull Gravano? Can he get to TMZ? Can he get to a phone? Because all those deals he had going on in the 80s, he was in bed with the Mafia. It doesn't take a fucking genius to tell you that. Okay, a dumpster, the one that Johnny Reed fell in when he tried to commit suicide. You know those dumpsters you guys see?
Yeah.
A square dumpster. Mm-hmm. To get one in Colorado in 1987 was $200 for the day. You know what that same dumpster was in New York in 1987? $2,200. That's how high the construction costs were. Some of it were the Mafia tax.
Well, there was a lot of organized crime.
Tons of organized crime. So somewhere along the line, this Trump was in bed with organized crime.
Had to be.
Had to be.
That's
the Trump Plaza, Atlantic City. Just look at the locations.
I never thought of this.
I always thought of this. I always knew this idiot could not raise his fucking hand. And if anybody is smart, go to the Sammy the Bull book. He talks about it in not so many ways.
Really?
So I guarantee the feds have their files. And as soon as this guy moves up a little bit, they're going to go, take a look at this. This is what Sammy the Bull told us. How can we take care of this? A donation to the fucking Abafangul company of fucking blind kids, whatever the fuck it takes. Because this guy was the major contractor in New York in the 80s. All these small businesses, he put their lights out. You know how I know? I'll tell you how I know, for a fact. When I got locked up, one of the conditions of me getting out was I had to get a job. To alleviate the state of Colorado, my attorney came up with this paperwork. Listen, if you let him out, he'll leave. Not next week. Not tomorrow. We got a plane for him. As soon as he gets out of your fucking jail, we'll take him out of New Jersey. We'll get him back to New Jersey. But to do all this, I had to have a promise of employment. And I called around New Jersey, and my friend's uncle had a window, door, trim, sash company. You know, all this shit for your door. That's a sash on the bottom, by the way. And trim around your door and the door and shades, and they sold all that stuff. And they had like an 11-man crew, like 6 guys on phones. So he goes, if you want to go, he made me send me the resume to the guy, his uncle, and I called him. We spoke on the phone. And in fact, I wrote the guy while I was in prison, back and forth, because he would tell me, keep your head up. You got a job when you get out. Don't be down on yourself. When I got out into the halfway house, I called him. And I said, hey, man, I got to sit in the halfway house for 90 days, but I'll be in Jersey by June. He goes, I don't think I can hire you. We were working on this construction company, and we got stiffed. It was that fucking guy Trump. Stiffed us, so we lost everything. We had the investment in the, you know, these were high rises. You had to pay for all those windows, and he's going to pay you. You know, they might have got a deposit or something from the GC, but Not enough. They got stiffed, and then you go to
So
court.
he would just put them under.
Yeah, but he would go under, like, he was the top builder, and he would go to Joe Rogan Construction, and he would put it all under your name. So you went down too.
Wow.
So he did all this. He ruined fucking family businesses. And all of a sudden he has this short memory. You know, when you run for president, they look at you with a fucking microscope. And you know, I don't know what happened with the birth certificate, Obama's birth certificate. I never paid attention. But
I hope he was born in Kenya.
This is something you cannot overlook with this guy. This guy's a prick. He doesn't know anything about running the fucking country anyway. This is
he was one of the guys that was going on and on about Obama's birth certificate. He was like one of the main guys. Like I first of all, I don't just look at them as human beings. Like when you hear them talk and you kind of like what they stand for. He's my favorite president ever.
Who?
Obama.
Better than Clinton?
Yeah. I think Clinton, you know, Clinton had a lot of flavor, and he did some good stuff too. But I think Obama has been the most. Maybe it's just the times that we're in. He's the most noticeable when it comes to like spreading this, like what I think is like an improvement in the way people think. You know.